So I've been talking about how do we handle suffering? How does God want us to handle suffering? God says when we have suffering. So there's no if. It is that we're going to have suffering. We're going to have really painful experiences, and we're going to have loss. And suffering outside of God really changes the essence of who we are. But mostly suffering causes us shame. But God tells us, do not put on shame and draw close to me. And what God is saying is, do not center yourself in this story of pain, but instead give it to me. So I was talking in a previous video about what shame looks like and how does it show up in our life. But then I had another thought just now. And that is that shame shows up in the ability or the lack of ability to be brave and courageous in life. Shame shows up in the lack of ability to confront my fears. But mostly, a good indicator of shame in this department is an inability to leave my comfort zone. I will not set out and take new risks. I will not create new paths and avenues. I will not dream big goals in life because I will stay inside my comfort zone. But in Genesis, we learn the remedy for sin and shame is in our relationship with God. So God is saying, draw close to me. Because we find out in Genesis, we need animal skin. And we all need different animal skin. And so we all need a relationship with God that is between you and God, me and God alone. So we create a God space in our life, and we show up to this space, and we fill this space with prayer and journaling scripture. We learn to interpret scripture for ourselves, to learn the character of God, and for transformation in our beliefs. We literally need new beliefs about ourselves and others, because it's in this space that we are willing to show up every day with God that God is able to wrestle those old beliefs out of us and to give us animal skin. God is able to clean up the harm in our life, but we have to be brave enough and consistent enough to give it all to Him. So God tells us when we have suffering, do not put on shame. So do not take ownership of the painful experience. Make it mean something about who you are as a person, but instead draw close to me.